Just 'cause you're playing cool, don't think you got this fool tonight. Alright. Don't ask me to stay. Don't think you got it made. No, no. You wrong. 'Cause you
What? It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Friday the 13th, the final chapter movie review. Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and yeah, I got moves like Crispin Glover, but anyway, now we're gonna talk about everybody's favorite Friday the 13th movie. And this one's directed by Joseph Zito, and it's probably the best directed movie of the franchise. But this movie wasn't always one of my favorites. For some reason, when I was a kid, it felt a little slow to me. It still has relatively slow moments, but it makes up for it with the likable characters, for one. Because here we go again, with another Friday the 13th entry, and pretty much everybody in the movie's likable. I'm going to pinpoint the entry where the characters start getting unlikable. But as far as this one goes, this probably is the best out of the best since the second one. When it comes to memorable, likable, and just characters that you don't necessarily want to see die. I didn't necessarily want to. Maybe the twins. Maybe the twins. Let's talk about the twins real quick. Do they have an accent? Or are they just really bad actresses? Because I've always thought they had an accent, but I paid real close attention. It's sort of like it comes and goes. It's like a British, Americanish accent, but yeah, they're not the best actresses, but they are fun to look at, and I can admit that. And it's weird because this movie has the most breasts, and you know, a lot of kills, and there are a few off-screen deaths to, I guess, countermeasure the breast in the movie. For instance, Tommy's mom, she gets killed off screen. The twin that's not Tina, that tries to ride a bike, she gets killed off screen. And then technically, you can't really see what's happening to, what's his name, Rob? The guy looking for his sister. But yeah, you can't really see what's happening to him because it's a dark basement. But the kills you do see, what they do let you see, are definitely some of the best in the franchise. With mine, my personal favorite being the shower scene. Even the aftermath of the shower scene is amazing. But when Jason just, oh yeah, feel the fucking power of Jason Voorhees, okay? Also, let me throw this out there. I'm going to be comparing the Tommy Jarvis trilogy to the Thorn trilogy. And so far, I mean, compared to Halloween 4, Friday the 13th Part 4 has better characters, better kills, better atmosphere, all around. Yeah, it's just an all-around better movie. And if I've offended anybody, I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. You can feel differently. I mean, go ahead and let me know, you know, how much you hate the fact that I feel that this movie's better than Friday or Halloween 4. And then I'll let you know how much I don't really care, because that's how I feel. And we're allowed to feel differently about things. I mean, sure, you can harass me all you want. I like to harass people for their, you know, having opinions, because where I come from, sticks and stones hurt my bones, but the words never hurt me. Which, it's not true, because sticks and stones never hurt my bones either. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, so let's talk about Jason, shall we? I've always felt like maybe I underappreciated this Jason, because this is probably one of my top favorite looks for Jason, even though he's supposed to be wearing the same outfit he was wearing in the third movie. It's darker. I don't get that. Like, did they change his clothes, or is it the lighting? I don't even know what I'm talking about, so don't pay any attention to me. But yeah, I've grown to love this movie more and more. This was a question in Killer Flicks. This is one of the movies that I've grown to love more and more with each watch. Because like I said, when I was a kid, this one was the one I watched the least, even though it had a kid in it. And I love Tommy Jarvis's collection of masks and whatnot. The one thing that he pulls on Rob, is his name Rob? My secretary's not here. But it reminds me of Boglin's. But apparently these are all Tom Savini's personal artifacts from, you know, when he was making masks as a hobby, I guess. But yeah, so I love all the characters. I love the skinny dipping scene. That's a great, I mean, this movie is full of great scenes, but then there are just like snippets of like parts where it drags on just a little bit. But overall, this is probably gonna be real high up on the list. Do I want to give this one a number? I mean, did I give the last one a number? Have I even been talking about it long enough? Because there's some things. Hold on, let's play the Jeopardy music while I think of something else to talk about. Because I love the brother and sister dynamic between Tommy and Trish, because Trish is definitely one of the strongest final girls. As you know, she takes Jason on in the end, and she just don't give a fuck. She's all about surviving. She gets a hold of that machete, and she handles business a lot like Chris did in part 3. And then like whatever Jenny in part 2, and Alice in part 1. I mean, Friday the 13th is filled with all kinds of wonderful final girls, and Trish is no exception to that. But let's talk about Teddy and what the fuck is Let's talk about Teddy and Crispin Glover. Damn it, see, I need to start writing stuff down, but it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. These two make the movie for me. Just the back and forth between these two. I mean, the movie could have just been these two going and getting killed off one by one, even though it would have been a short movie. Just the interaction. And I feel so bad for poor Teddy. I mean, sure, he's a womanizer and, you know, he's a pervert and whatnot, but, you know, I feel for the guy. He's probably one of those guys that tries to act like he gets the girls, but he ain't never touched a real live boob. Yeah, that's what I get. And he's got probably my second favorite kill in the movie, when he gets stabbed in the back of the head and he goes down the projector screen. I love that. I love Crispin Glover's death. I mean, all the deaths you see are absolutely amazing. I mean, this probably would have the most deaths on a top 10 Friday the 13th kills if I actually sat down and thought about it. But anyway, what else is there to say about this movie that hasn't already been said? I mean, I could bring up the fact that the one girl, Paul's girl, whatever the hell, Amy was her name? Was her name Amy? I'm not sure. But that bitch almost died filming that raft scene. I'm sure everybody knows that. Everybody watched Camp Crystal Lake Memories, or His Name Was Jason. Because if you're a Friday the 13th fan, yeah, you're going to watch all that stuff. And if you haven't, and you're a Friday the 13th fan, I question your devotion. Go watch His Name Was Jason. Excellent, excellent. I mean, it wasn't as good as Never Sleep Again, but it was still pretty good. But anyway, what are we talking about? Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Well, so much for that. But yeah, Ted White, definitely a great Jason. All of these characters did a phenomenal job. The one thing is, what's her name? Stacy something? The one that goes with the longer haired guy, and she says, I think I'm in love. The guy that gets killed in the shower, the girl he's with. I don't know, I guess she's 80s cute, but, you know, if I was at a party, she'd be, you know, like if I was already drunk and I had nothing else to hit on. No, I'm kidding. That's mean. I shouldn't say things like that. Anyway, we're gonna give this one let's give it a 9 out of 10. Fuck it. Solid 9. I mean, the only thing that bothers me about this movie is some of the scene. I don't know. I can't even pinpoint. I can't even put my finger on it. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So if you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comment section below. If not, you know, maybe I'll try harder next time. Just like the video, click the subscribe button, share, tell people, hey, like there's this guy, he's got videos and stuff. Bye. Yeah, I'm supposed to start saying this has been Drewski McGillicuddy. Not that anybody gives a shit.